Off to get the gas. Gotta have you guys with me here. Good morning, my fellow fart knockers. Riding the KLX400 to work today after installing the rally tower. A little blast down the freeway felt pretty good. All right, industrial area of Irvine, California. Let's take a look at this bike. And there it is. It's a KLX 400 with an Adventure Rally X tower on the front, a service 4-gallon gas tank, newly installed FMF Q4, which is much quieter, new wheels, new tires, lowering links, and yeah, Seat Concepts comfort seat. That's my second Seat Concepts seat. I have the Seat Concepts commuter seat as well. Ignore my lunchbox. You got Gumby and Hot Ones, Barkbusters frames with tusk guards. So time to head on home. Kind of cool if a train would come by. I mean, two of my most favorite things, trains and motorcycles right here in the same frame. That'd be cool. Make sure the choke is off. Down there somewhere, I know it is. Right there it is. And it's off. So, this morning, I think the GoPro filmed for maybe 10 minutes and shut off. We'll see if we have better luck this afternoon. So other than buying gas this morning, I think I lost all the GoPro footage. So maybe we can talk a little bit about this Frankenstein of a motorcycle. Well, as pointed out in the walk around, this is a KLX 400, formerly known as a DRZ400. I think I've mentioned it before that Kawasaki at some point in the early 2000s sold DRZs with green plastic, and they called them KLXs. So I decided to build a replica. And here it is. Got to be different, right? Anyway, the latest modification in the last video was installing that Adventure Rally X tower that came all the way from Australia to join me. Installation was pretty straightforward. Probably the hardest part of the installation was migrating all my mods over to work with the tower. Otherwise, it was pretty much plug and play. So the first day was taking the bike apart, cleaning it up a little bit, and bolting the tower on. The second day I spent on it, and they're not full days, just I worked on it when I had time in the garage. And the second day I spent wiring everything up and double checking, triple checking everything. But yeah, so far I'm really impressed with this tower. It definitely has a lot more wind protection than I thought it would. Of course, I've got the little pube visor, clip-on visor on top. I'm gonna run this trip with it on there and then try without, see how much of a difference there is. I have a feeling the difference is probably quite substantial, because no matter what you put that Pug clip-on, it makes whatever windshield you're running that much better. Last night I installed the FMF Q4 slip-on. The FMF power core I had before that I ran on that long trip through the desert was just too darn loud. Put on a Q4 and holy cow, big difference. This guy's nice and quiet, has just the right tone in my opinion. So I'll clean up the power core and see if anybody wants to buy it. So if you guys know anyone that might want a FMF power core slip-on for a DRZ, let me know. Heck, if we can't sell it, maybe we'll do some giveaway with all the DRZ fans out there. I don't know. What do we got here? A baby blue something. Whoa. Baller status. There we go. It found the way home. Hour and 27 minutes it says. You know, at first I thought that screen would be way too big, and it might be way too big, but it sure is nice. It's just a ruggedized 8-inch tablet from Amazon with a built-in GPS receiver, and then I loaded all the Android apps on there, you know, Gaia, Google Maps, Drive Mode Dashboard, all the stuff, and just hotspot it to my phone. I also have all the, for Gaia and Google, I've done all the offline map downloads, so it doesn't really need to connect to the phone, but for commuting it's kind of nice because I can get traffic information, right? So here's your 5-speed DRZ transmission. I think the gearing on this guy's stock. Sprockets, that is. The gearing's definitely stock. So this is a DRZ at 70. It's not bad. 75 is about the limit for that I place on myself for cross country trekking on highways. I try to stay off highways. I hate them. But as you can see, even with a 5-speed, yeah, you can bomb along here all day long at 70. Not that bad. The best fix for that transmission is a pair of really good earplugs. So as you can see, the wind noise is greatly reduced with this tower, and I'm sure the little visor is helping a bit. But yeah, I can actually listen to music driving along here at 70. Not too bad. The one thing with the quiet exhaust is I now hear engine noises I didn't know that I had. I'm like, huh, is that a normal engine noise? I mean, I think DRZ are notoriously noisy motors, but yeah, there's a weird little noise you can catch every once in a while. That bike's got 20,000 miles on it. Probably needs a cam chain tensor and who knows what else. I mean, 20,000 isn't that much for a Japanese bike, but the previous owner had it for the first 15,000 miles. I don't know how he treated it. I'm really enjoying this bike. Pretty darn cool. It's a bummer the new one is so expensive, because this really is a good little bike. I think their MSRP of $89.99 is a little absurd though. That's way too much money. About $1,300 too much money, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. When you start spending $9,000 on a bike, plus $600 for shipping, plus 10% sales tax in California, plus registration fees and taxes and title, all that stuff. This is gonna be, or the new one anyway, will be a $10,000+ motorcycle out the door in California. Yeah, no thank you. That's freaking insane. You hear me, Suzuki? That's freaking insane. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoy this bike. It's a great bike. Got a garage full of bikes, and I tend to ride this one the most, so that says something. Tomorrow I might have to jump on either the Himalayan or the GS, though. The Himalayan I haven't ridden since last summer, and it's been on a battery tender. It starts right up. I've started it a couple times and pushed it out in the front yard and let it fully warm up. If you're going to do that kind of thing, definitely want it to fully warm up to burn the condensation out of the oil, right? Starting them up for 2 minutes and shutting them off is not good for them when they're being stored. I have Oxford Adventure heated grips on here. There's a controller there. And grip puppies. Seems to be a nice setup for a single cylinder bike that's ridden down the freeway. Highly recommended. So something I talked about earlier this morning and on my ride to work was when mounting the tower, you can eliminate a lot of the wires you have running back for auxiliary lights and for heated grips and all that stuff, because the tower comes with a heavier gauge wire that runs back to a relay that goes under the seat. It's only maybe a few inches from the battery, and it's activated by, you know, in my case, the tail light. So when I turn on the key, it activates the relay, which powers that fuse block down there, and you can put all the various fuses in there for your accessories. I think I put a 20 amp in the main fuse relay, which is under my butt next to the battery, and everything else there's a 7. I might have put a 10 amp for because now I have my heated grips wired to that fuse block, along with the high beam and the running light on the light bar on the bottom, and there's a city light inside there that runs off of that. Also my USB charger, which now is charging my phone. My wife at Disneyland. But yeah, all that's controlled by the key. If I turn the key off, it also shuts off. So, you know, works great. So you can eliminate a lot of wiring by utilizing the fuse block and relay that's provided with the Adventure Rally X tower. Probably the most difficult part of the tower was getting all the wiring to fit in between the two pieces here. If you watch my video about the install, it can be done. You just got to use your creativity on how to route your wires and where you can store them, and you know what area is going to create the least amount of chafing or no chafing, things like that. But if you're trying to do it, just keep working at it, you'll figure it out. Good job there, Bronco. Might not make it home before dark. Stayed at work a little longer today than normal. But yeah, that's the highway blast on the DRZ with the rally tower. Not bad at all. Much more pleasant than nothing at all up there. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to end the video, but I'm going to have my closing here. If you guys appreciate the video, please give me a thumbs up. It seems like a thumbs up and sharing is way more important than subscribing. And you can subscribe too, though. I won't hold that against you. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you have any comments, please put those in the comments as well. And you guys ride safe. Now let's just enjoy the ride home in the sunset in Southern California. Good thing I know where I'm going. crappy traffic.